Is it wrong? Is it wrong to celebrate a 0-0 as a win? I don't care. I'm going to do it anyway. I can get it there, you beautiful yellow bastards. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Very Biased Opinions for another review of another Oxford United game. You knew this was going to be a tough one. I mean, for those of you that don't know, Oxford have had a lot of players out with COVID. We had the game with Wigan called off last weekend. We managed to get through a very poor Fleetwood side with a depleted squad, but we knew this one was going to be a hell of a test. Was it a test? Oh, hell yeah. Did we ride our luck? Oh, hell yes. But we've come away with something. A creditable draw. It ended Oxford United 0, Rotherham United 0, and as I said, it really feels like a win. Just one change for Oxford United from the side that beat Fleetwood. Marcus McGuane came into midfield and Bodin dropped to the bench. So Henry went out wide. But still, still that depleted back line. Still Truman in goal. And I'd say you're up against the league leaders. Rotherham haven't lost in forever. Their side is formidable. They're one of the, I think they might be the league's top scorers, if not one of them. And just a bloody strong, solid outfit. And boy, in that first half, did we feel it. With a huge wind blowing through our awful wind tunnel of a stadium, it meant that Oxford not only struggled to clear their lines generally, but it meant everything they kicked forward was being held up in the wind, and it just felt like it was a siege on Rotherham's goal. There were a few times Oxford who, still tried to play some football, still tried to pass our way out of trouble, and with our quick players, nearly got in a couple of times on the counter-attack, but just, decision-making wasn't the best. But it was really just repelling Rotherham's attacks. We were lucky. I mean, Smith hit the post early on. Ladapo hit the bar, I think, as well. And it just felt like it was a constant threat throughout the game. It was very intense to watch from an Oxford point of view. It might have been different from Rotherham, but while Oxford had something to hold on to, it felt a very intense watch, and constantly throughout the first half, the wide players just got in, particularly Miller. He was very threatening, but then likes of Rathbone, very good on the ball as well. And it just felt like getting to 0-0 at half-time was a big victory. You were hoping that the wind in Oxford's favour in the second half would make it a bit more of an even contest, but hey, we had a stake in the game and we had something at half-time at 0-0. There were large parts of the second half where Rotherham did dominate and showed what a really good side they are. I mean, we would have struggled against this Rotherham side with a full strength 11. I mean, not struggled, but we would have definitely been tested even with our full strength 11. But you really felt the biggest thing Oxford struggled with was just getting out. I mean, we were better at it in the second half, but we just had no focal point, and that's where it's really disappointing that you don't have a guy like Adji who's playing better, or you don't have Winnell who's able to stay fit, so you didn't have anybody that could really hold the ball up. Gavin White tried hard, but he's a better player at getting in behind, and we just weren't really able to do that. And obviously, you missed Taylor would have done that job very well and just been an arse to the defenders. But we didn't have them. But we were more in the game in this second half. We were able to have more sustained attacks. Nathan Holland was a good outlet for Oxford, and whenever we got him running on the ball, we looked dangerous. We didn't really create too many scoring chances. There was a good shot from Nathan Holland, which produced a good save from the Rotherham keeper. But other than that, there was a couple of free kicks which Herbie Kane hit in, and I think there was a late little daisy cut shot from Brannigan, but nothing really too much. But I mean, it wasn't really about what the chances we created in this game. It was about the effort that we put into it, and the intensity of the game was there just because it was a point that felt like a win, and Rotherham are a bloody good side, and they pushed us throughout the whole game. Difficult to say they're the best side we've seen because Plymouth were very, very good, but they're such a well-organised unit. They've got good players up front. I mean, Smith's a great targets man. Ladapo's a good pacey, tricky forward. Miller was good as well. And I'll say Rathbone too. But then they're not afraid to mix it up. They're not afraid to throw it into the box and score goals from set pieces. And we had to constantly be up against that throughout the game. And I think Luke McNally got man of the match, and I think that's fully justified. I do think Herbie Kane played okay as well. getting his foot on the ball and just calming things down. And Holland, did his best, tried hard from an attacking point of view. I'm going to give a bit of love for Jamie Hanson here. And just quickly, I thought Connell Truman, he did well too. There was a couple of times he was unsure of himself, but he did very, very well. And let's just say, McNally, fantastic performance by McNally. I think Long deserves credit for probably shepherding him through the game, but for a young centre-back, spot on. Hanson. 2 good performances for Jamie Hanson, and much needed. Very, very difficult time for him at Oxford United and gets a lot of shit a lot of the time. But 2 good performances when we needed him to step up. Very committed. Made some great challenges today. He was up against a very good player. But certainly in the second half, I thought he put in a very good performance. So he deserves a little bit of love from this channel and from Oxford United supporters for this game. But look, we've got our players back now. The COVID period is over. We've got those players that were missing back into the lineup. Stevens is back in training too. So we should be able to take a much stronger side to Sunderland next weekend. It's still going to be a difficult game, but to take 4 points from this week is certainly very, very encouraging. And if you're a Rotherham fan watching this, you probably are sitting there thinking, how the hell did we not win this game? And I don't really know how you didn't win this game. And many other times we'd have played it, you probably would have done. And it's no surprise that you are one of the top sides in the league. So what can we say? Just, great result. I don't think many of us would have expected it. I think many of us kind of resigned ourselves to a bit of a defeat today because we had that little bit of a caveat with the players being out. But everybody stood up. Credit to Robbo. Credit to the players. Enjoy it, Oxford fans. It's a point we didn't expect to get. And we battled very hard for it in what was a very intense 0-0 draw. So if you like the video, hit like, hit subscribe, all that jazz. Enjoy your Saturday night, and we'll be back next week with some more Premier League, League One, and Oxford Sunderland review next weekend. Thanks very much. Bye-bye.